This is a short guide to show you how to make a flowchart algorithm using Google Drawings. So here's an example that I've made for pouring water in a bucket. So you'll see at the start, at the end, I've got these curved rectangles which are called terminators. So we start up here, and then the next one is a rectangle, and this is called a process. So these are the things that you actually have to do. So it says pour water in the bucket. And then you'll see that we've got arrows connecting these to tell me what to do next. So I come down here, and now I get to a decision. So I have a question to answer. Is the bucket full of water? So if the bucket is full of water, I can say yes, turn off the tap, and then that's the end. If the bucket is not full of water, then I say no, and then we come back up here and we pour water in the bucket, and we keep pouring and keep asking the same question, going round and round in a loop until we get to here. So that's the basics of the flowchart. So how do we actually make this in Google Drawings? Well, it's very simple. So what we do is we can open up Google Drive here. So I can go to drive.google.com. Obviously I need to be logged into a Google account. I click New, I click More, or I hover over More actually, I don't need to click it, and I click Google Drawings, and it will open up my Google Drawings. So you'll see it opens up, it looks like this. It will say Untitled 1, and you'll need to give it a name up here, and then you're ready to go. So very simply, if I want to add shapes to it, I come over to this button here, and I click on the button, and then I hover over shapes, and I can see I've got these shapes over here. So I've got a rounded rectangle there. So this is going to be my start. Now it's important when you draw this that you make it small enough so that you're going to be able to fit everything on. So I've done that. So I put that, I can move that around the screen where I want it. If I want to delete it, I just press the backspace or the delete button on my computer. And I actually want to write start inside it. So all I do is double click inside it and I write the word start. So you'll see that this is off to the left here. What I can do is I can come up to this button here that says align and just move it to the middle if I want it. It just looks a bit neater for me. So now I want to put my first process in. So in my very simple algorithm, I just had one process. So I'm going to do the same again. So if I put this down here, then I can put this here and I can write pour water in bucket. Pour water in bucket. There we go. And again, I might want to align it centrally. You don't have to do that, but that's what I'm going to do. So I can start to join these up now. So if I want to join these up, I can go to this button that says line and just click this button next to it here, this little drop down arrow, and choose the arrow. Now very handily, if I move this crosshair over, you'll see that these purple dots appear. So if I move to this purple dot here and click and don't let go and start to drag down, you'll see a purple dot opens up below. So I can just quite handily click and then join them together. So I'm just going to get rid of this crosshair because if I don't, it's just going to draw another square somewhere. So I'm going to go to this arrow, and what I want to do is I've noticed that this is it's a bit of a diagonal line, so I can just drag it that way and the arrow will move with it as well, which is quite handy. So I'm just going to carry on and quickly put a decision. So I can see I've got a diamond here, which will do for my decision, and I can put my decision in there. Now sometimes you might want something that loops back up here onto the next thing. So I'm just going to quickly just join that one down there to my decision. But if I have a question that I ask and then I want this to come back and start again, rather than going for an arrow, go for an elbow connector, and then if I join in here and just click it out and move it up, then it will go like that and it will join in nicely. Now I've accidentally clicked somewhere else actually, which is a bit silly. So I can press my delete or I can press undo to get rid of that. If I want more space there, I can just drag that out a little bit. And then I want to, in here, I might ask my question, is the bucket
full? Question mark. And then again, I'm just going to align that centrally. If I want to say, is the bucket full? Yes or no. If I double click, nothing happens. So I need to go to the text box up here and just click there and just say no. And then it will have it going round again. Something that's just a little bit annoying is how big you get this space for the text box. And if I move that, if I put my text box over there, if it said yes and I put it over there and I click it, sometimes when I'm trying to click here and trying to click something, I end up clicking that. So what I sometimes do is just make that text box size much smaller. I wish it was much smaller to start with, but it's just one of those things. So I can move that to there. So that will help you to work out how to make the algorithm flowchart. Obviously not every algorithm looks like this, but it gives you a start. So those are some things that you can do. You could even insert pictures. So if I want to search the web in there and I want to search for a picture of a bucket, then I can do that, and I can drag my picture and just put that onto the screen over here or wherever I want it to go. So if I just wanted to actually pop that on there, make it a bit smaller, and I can put a title. I can use my button here to actually put a title. So if I want to say my bucket filling algorithm, I can do, and so on. Right, what I can also do is I could save this. So it will automatically save to Google Drive, obviously, but I can download this as a picture, as a JPEG, or a PNG, which is also a picture, or I can download it as a PDF document. I can also share this with my teacher by clicking share up here. So you'll see it says private only to me. And if I want to share it, then I just put my teacher's G Suite username in, and then I can share it with them.